do you know, so I'm going to pull up another picture. Do you guys know what this is? If you want to know where it is, this particular one, they're all over the place in cities, but this particular one, I'm going to refer to my notes. And yeah, so this particular one is outside the Corpus Playroom in Cambridge. But does anyone want to have a go? Even just, I have no idea. Okay, well, at least I know you're looking at it. Just making sure the presentation's working. So this, I've been walking over this thing for years. Yeah, it could be a memorial. They look really like the St James's Park, I think it is, outside Buckingham Palace. There are these kind of things to commemorate Diana in the park, on the ground, on the bridges and things. But okay, so what it is, it's a Victorian coal hole cover. So the Victorians made very ornate things, like everything, all of their, you can't get away with like a wall or a windowsill or a fireplace without it being really ornate. So it was just the style at the time. And of course, coal was used to heat houses, and coal is really dirty and you need quite a lot of it. So in these big city houses, what they used to do is they would have a cellar, and then on top of the pavement, they would make this hole and put a coal cover on it. And it is really pretty, isn't it? I'm kind of obsessed with them, which tells you where, like, I must just be staring at the pavement. There's a whole nother thing in Cambridge. There's pavement art going on. It's like bronze and in the pavement. Like, it's a whole thing. I'm really into this at the moment. But this particular thing is so you can like crowbar it up and fill your cellar with coal without having the workmen go through the kitchen, basically. And they're stored all over the place. You can see them in lots of places in London, lots of other cities. Highly recommend you get stuck into trying to find coal hole covers. And I think if there's one thing you take away from this presentation, I want you to take away this metaphor. In midwifery, we have these beautiful things we're walking over all the time with loads and loads of space underneath them. A lot of them have now been converted into cellars and like wine cellars, and I want one as a reading room. I've seen really good conversions of them. And in midwifery, there are people around you all the time who have a lot of space and energy, who want to give you safe harbour. And I know this because A, I am one. I'm fascinated in terms of students getting that and newly qualified midwives getting that, but also because I've found it in every single trust I've worked in. I've had to look for it. Just like the coal hole covers, I have walked over this stuff for years, and I definitely did not access this kind of support when I was newly qualified or when I was training. There were some people around who kind of volunteered their help, which is awesome, but I didn't know how to look around me and find those spaces. And my main argument for this little presentation is that we do not share what's going on for us nearly enough in midwifery. Has to be the right person. There are some people who you will open up to when it's not the right thing to do. Definitely been there before, but we kind of know it, right? We know based on gut instinct, we know based on the jokes they make, and it might not be the person in charge of the shift. PMAs, link lecturers, all of those people are really, really awesome, but there tends to be somebody around who's really invested in your well-being. And that's the one thing I want you to take away from this session.